This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Skylar Thompson has to be talked about because he's kind of the star of what happened tonight. And what I love about what we saw with Skylar Thompson is, one, the front office might have found themselves a nice little talent. And a lot of things happened today, some of them good, and one of them is bad, right? But it's bad, not bad meaning bad, no, bad not meaning bad, but bad meaning good or whatever. Remember that Run DMC song? Like I'm dating myself. Anyway, the bad stuff is you can no longer hide them on the practice squad. And we talked about it this week. And I know most of the writers that I brought on, they kind of say, yeah, oh, yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, sure. They're going to, yeah. And sure enough, here you go. We're here. He has outperformed a seventh rounder. He has outperformed a position on a practice squad. You no longer can hide him, but that's a good thing. When your buddy tells you, oh, shit, dude, we shouldn't have played him. Now we can't hide him. Well, dude, guess what? What about if somebody just saw a little something from him? Because every fan in the world films practice and puts it out there. The media can't. We can't film it and put it out there. We get in trouble. We get stripped of our media credentials. You guys go to practice and put everything out there for everybody, right? So they see a couple of the throws they like from Skylar, and all of a sudden they say, let's pluck them. So for your buddy, I'm going to give you the ammunition right now because you're going to be the smarter guy in the room here when it comes to Dolphins football. And when your buddy says, shit, we shouldn't have played him, we could have hit him. Yeah, well, what about if somebody snatches him from the practice squad now? Now, it's better to play him. Let's find out what we got. And it looks like you got something there that you can't stash in the practice squad anymore, ladies and gentlemen. The kid's got a wicked arm. For our Bostonians out there, so he can make any throw, and he makes some throws that will wow you, and he does it in practice where he sneaks it into these small windows, and yeah, there are times where it's erratic, and he doesn't know where it's going, and then you go, okay, that's why he's a seventh rounder. He's not a polished product, but he has shown you enough that you have to say, okay, we got to keep him. Now, let's get into, by keeping Skylar, I'm going to open your eyes on multi-level things that happen if you have to keep Skylar on the 53-man roster. Are you ready for this ride, ladies and gentlemen? And I thank my lovely wife for a little honey and lime. Okay, there are two roads that we have to worry about now with Skylar possibly earning a 53 spot on the 53-man roster. One of them is good, okay? And the other one gets a little bit more complicated, all right? So, first of all, let's go through the good stuff. One, if you keep him on the 53-man roster, he's probably way more athletic than Teddy Bridgewater. So now you can use him on some Wildcat stuff. And because he has a wicked arm, okay, you can actually use him for Hail Mary. So at the end of a half, at the end of a game, you need somebody to chuck an 80-yarder out there. This kid has got a wicked arm, and he's going to just unload it, okay? And he's probably can throw a little farther than Tua and definitely Teddy. Both Tua and Skylar have stronger arms than Teddy. So you could keep him around for different things now, so you can use him in that sense. Okay. Now, the other thing is, if this guy earns a spot on the 53-man roster, he gets to sit in a room with Teddy. He gets to sit in a room with Darrell Bevel. He gets to sit in a room with Tua. He prepares every day. He's going to get some kind of reps. They're going to use him with some kind of plays or something, so they'll keep his head in the game. Meanwhile, he'll be also getting better as a quarterback and a backup. You trust him now that you let him. You didn't go sign another quarterback. You didn't start Teddy. You didn't play Tua. You said, kid, here's all 4 quarters for you. Here you go. I don't need any change. You're getting all 4 quarters. Go have fun in the arcade. And he went out and he had fun in the arcade. So you trust him. So if you trust him, you think he's smart enough. Now he grows to the point of the trade deadline. Somebody needs a quarterback. Now you can move Teddy Bridgewater for some kind of a middle round pick. Somebody's desperate for a quarterback. Somebody lost a starter for a month. They need Teddy Bridgewater to keep it afloat. You move Teddy Bridgewater. Skylar has developed, and then now you can make him your number 2 quarterback. How do you like them apples? It's a beautiful thing. Now, let's get to the complicated road that Skylar Thompson creates for you. Are you ready for me here? Are you ready to join the ride for me? High IQ football. Let's get on board. Here we go. So if you add Skylar Thompson to your team, you now do something that other teams don't do. You add a third quarterback. You now have killed another roster spot on your team. So the stupid shit that went on last year, when you have Preston Williams on your roster and he doesn't help you on special teams, and Albert Wilson and all these other cats, and Sam Egwavon, and we'll get to that, you cannot have one-dimensional players on this roster. Did you watch Lynn Bowden Jr. with that return towards the end of the game? That also the light went on. And I said, God bless you, Lynn Bowden. Not only were you a wide receiver tonight, baby, but you helped them out on special teams. God bless you. That's what earns the 5th and the 6th wide receiver spot. What's going to earn the back end of your cornerback spot? It can't be some idiot that only plays special teams or a guy that's only a corner. If you're on the bench, okay, as Scotty Farrell would say, if you're on the bench, you need to help out on special teams. What happened last year wasted roster spots that you got the guys sitting there going, well, I only play my position. I don't do anything else. No, that doesn't happen anymore. So if you're going to keep a third quarterback, no longer do you have luxuries. So the back end, when we start to watch at how this roster develops, I want you to look and I want you to say, okay, can he help you on special teams also? Because if you're the backup linebackers, you're the backup corners, you're the backup running backs, you're the backup wide receivers, you must be two-way players. The only way is if you have Jakeem Grant or, whatever over the years, a returner that is just so special that not a lot of people have. Okay, there you go. I know the fumbling stuff pissed some of you. What do you mean, Jakeem Grant? What the hell is wrong with you, that's blasphemous. He's the only Pro Bowler last year. Anyway, so, you that's the only way you keep a one-way player. He has to be so good that you have to keep him. He's Brian Mitchell, any of those special returners over the years, the guys that get on a roll. Okay, you got one of those kind of guys, that's fine. I can understand. Outside of that, by keeping Skylar, the backup players must be able to help you multiply. Okay, so that really creates an issue for you with Skylar. Oh!
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.